Welcome back to the Queen of Web Academy channel. All right, today we are moving further into JavaScript. So in the last video, we talked about basic operators in JavaScript, like mathematics in JavaScript. So today we are learning other specific operators. We call them comparison operators. So first thing first, I have opened my folder. I've created a new folder for it and I named it comparison operators. Then inside it, I have my HTML file and JavaScript file. I've connected the two together and I have confirmed that they are actually connected, right? So now let's go to what we actually want to learn. If you have been following this channel or if you have been learning from us and you have not subscribed, please kindly subscribe to this channel, like this video so that it can be recommended to other beginners who need well explained video just like my own. And also, if you have any question, please ask in the comment section. Let's move forward. Comparison operators. We use these operators to compare two operands. Like we know many comparison operators from mathematics. In JavaScript, they are written just like this very one greater than. This is how it is usually written in mathematics as well. Less than, this is how it is usually written in uh mathematics as well. But you will start seeing changes like this equals, this not equals, and then and so on. So we use comparison to compare two different operands, and the result or the outcome of this is usually true or false. So when we say 2 is greater than 3, we already know no, this is not true, this is false. No, when we were even in primary school or secondary, we did all of this as basic mathematics. And if you see something like 2 is equal to, but that time it is usually one equal sign that we use as equal to sign for comparison. But in this case, we use we do not use one equal to as equality sign in JavaScript. A single equal to, we use it for assignment. We use it to assign value to a variable. But for the two equal signs, then that's when we are talking about equality. All right. Just know that the outcome is always Boolean, either true or false. And you need to know when the value is true, it means the value is 1. So true is usually equal to 1. And false, when it is false, the value is 0. So the next thing we want to, when values of different types are compared, okay? So we want to look into some examples to start learning properly. Let's say I have, okay, for my greater than, I will be giving some example on greater than. Let's say I want to say alert 2 is greater than 1. We all know what this is actually going to give us, right? No mathematics operation is expected here. It is comparison. It's not going to give us a result of okay 2 or 1 because we are not adding or subtracting or doing multiplication. So it is just a basic comparing this first, the left operand to the first operand. And what are we going to have here is true because it is actually true that 2 is greater than 1. Okay, what if we have something like this 2 is being put inside a quotation? And in this case, that is when this rule comes in. When values of different types are compared, this one and this one, the left operand is a string, while the right operand is a number in JavaScript. They get converted to numbers. So all the data types get converted to numbers. So in this case, we are going to have true like this. True. Okay. Let's also say, okay, let me try to compare true. Is true greater than 1? Let's see what this result is going to give us. You know, I already told you that it is going to convert the data type. This is a Boolean data type and this is a number data type. So is it going to convert the two of them? It's going to convert the two of them to number, and let's see what it's going to tell us. And this is false. Why is it false? Because true, I told you here, true has a value of 1. That means it's true. When it is converted to number, it is 1. Is 1 greater than 1? No. No. But if I put false here, and I already told you that false is 0, is this still going to say false? So let's try that. The first one is true and the second one is also true, because here we have 1 and here we have 0. I hope you are getting the gist now. Okay, so let's go to less than and have some examples. Just like we have up here, um, let me declare a variable and select result. So we can as well add comparison to, we can assign comparison to variable like this by saying let result be equal to 2 is less than 3. So is true, is 2 actually less than 3? Let me comment this out. Okay, so let result equal to this, then I would alert results. So you see it here immediately, it is true because 2 is less than 3. Let me change the value of this. Let me change this to a string and then probably make this um let me say false or true. Okay, so let's see what is going to happen here. And then okay, we are still dealing with less than, let's say. So it's still going to be true because true is 1 and it when it is converted. So because comparison is happening between them, so and they are of different data types. So they are going to be converted back to number to be able to compare them well. That's the whole explanation we have been trying to make. Then let's go to greater than or equals. So greater than or equals. Let's say alert false greater than. So this is how we write greater than or equals in JavaScript. True. Is false greater than or equal to this? Let me uh, comment it out. So the answer is false because false is 0 and true is 1. So definitely it is not greater than or equal to true. So they are not the same. Um, Let me look at another example. Let's go to less than or equal to. All these are straightforward. Don't let us waste our time. So less than or equals, it is written this way, and we can just say string 3 is less than or equal 3. So let's see what this is going to give us. So it says true because they are equal, right? So less than or equal to, so it has converted the string back to number before it actually compares them. And then I okay, so for equals, it's just like the way I've been explaining it. One thing about this is that we do not use a single equal sign. I have said that as my introduction. So it has to be double like this. And this case, it's going to tell us that since you are using just this, so it's going to do the conversion, converting this to a number, since they are on two different data types, and then it's going to tell us it is true. True, right? But that is where this But there is an exception. Okay, before we actually deal with this exception, let me give you an example of not equals. So if you want to say, oh, what is this? Um, Let me just say 6 is not equal 7, right? So 6 is not equal 7. We are expecting true. So because they are not equal, then we can just repeat this and put the same value. So let us say 6, and this is going to give us true. So this is how to write not equal. In mathematics, we write not equals by putting a kind of stroke on this equal sign. That is how we write not equal in mathematics. But in JavaScript, you write it with this exclamation mark coming before the equal to sign. So the first one is going to give us true, while the second one is going to give us false because they are actually equal. All right. So you see um this explanation that they are converted, that values of different data types are compared. When they want to be compared, they get converted to numbers. That is if you are still using this equals, except there is an exception of strict equality and strict not equality. That has to do with equality alone. So when we're talking of strict equality, then we are talking about, let me use one of these examples we have seen here. This very one, okay, this one, no. So I want to say 5, right? And the strict equalities would take 3 equal signs, then this 5. In this case, the answer is not going to be true, because once you are using strict equality like this with these 3 equal signs, unlike before that we used 2 equal signs, using 3 equal signs means you need to compare their data types as well. So don't convert. No conversion is needed here. So our system is not expected to convert this back to number. It is expected to treat this as it is, which is a string. And a string, even though what they have inside, like this is a number 5, this is a number 5. But in data type, they are not the same. This is string and this is a number. So this way, the answer is false. The answer is false. They are not the same because of their data types. Remember, we treated something like true and one. So in this case, they are not going, if you are using strict equality, they are not going to be the same. They are not going to be the same. So it's going to tell you first, the first one false and the second one too false, because they are two different data types. This is a boolean and this is a number. So the same thing with strict non-equality. So to write strict non-equality, you just add another equal sign to this not equal sign that we have before. So this, okay, let me compare, okay, let me use false and 0. This, then this. So with this strict not equal, remember that here it is just one exclamation and one equal sign. But in this case, we have one exclamation and 2 equal signs. So this is a strict one. So it's not going to do any conversion. It's not going to do any conversion. It's just going to compare them straight. And we are supposed to false is 0, right? If it is converted. But in this case, it's not going to be converted. So it remains false, which is a boolean, and this one is a number. So we are expecting true as answer for the third one. So the first one say false, the second one false, and the third one true, because they are not equal. Strictly, they are not equal. So at this stage, if you have any question, kindly ask and let me know if you are still getting everything. No complication so far, no confusion. So let's continue. Now, the next one we want to actually treat is string comparison. Let's say we want to compare strings. So this time around, we are not comparing two different, we are not dealing with comparing two different data types, like comparing 5 as a string to 5 as a number. No. But this time we want to compare string basically. So let's say I have this, and let me just put any number, Q, and then I want to use any of those comparison size, comparison operator, and then another string D. So Q and D. So Q and D, what do you think would be the answer? You see, strings are compared letter by letter, with the earlier number being lower in size compared to the later number. Like Q in this case is definitely greater than D. So D is less than Q, because when you are using dictionary, you're going to see D. So let's say we are assigning numbers to our letters. So definitely D is going to carry 4. So why Q would be carrying something, a number very higher than D? So in this case, it's going to give us true. Another thing you need to note is that, okay, so this is the first comparison. This first comparison, like it first compares the first character and the first character of both string, and if they are not equal, if the first character are not equal, if one is greater than the other one or so, the operation will actually end there. So we are done. But let's say we have something like bag, and then, okay, let me use this, and then bed. So for bag and bed, it will first compare the first character of this string B and B, uppercase B and uppercase B. They are equal. So it's going to move to the next character. So the second character, we have this, a lowercase of A and a lowercase of E. We all know that a lowercase of E is greater than a lowercase of A. So it's going to give us um, an answer of true. So the first one true and the second one true, because we are actually saying bag is less than bed, which is true. So it can go on and go on like that. Then one thing you need to know, so it will just repeat this process until it gets to the last character in the string to compare them. So if both strings end at the same length, then they are equal and they have the same characters, then they are equal. But the longer the string, the greater it is. So like, let's say I have something like this. I want to look for one example. Okay, so let's say I have something like this, and then let me use equal to compare them. So in this case, the first character, they are the same, the second character are the same, but this one is longer, it has another character. So since this is longer, then this is going to be greater than this. So the result of this is going to be false. And the last one is false. Another thing you need to note also is issue of lowercase. I mean case. JavaScript is highly case sensitive. JavaScript is highly case sensitive. So in this case, a lowercase is greater than an uppercase. Let me give you an example. Let's say I have this string of lowercase a, and then let's say equal string of lowercase, I'll be uppercase a. So they are supposed to be equal, right? So let's check. The first value true, the second one true, the third one false, and then the last one false also, because they are not equal. So let's compare them with greater for you to get which one is actually greater. So if lowercase is actually greater than uppercase, then this last one is supposed to give us true value. True, true, false, then true. Yeah. So if you change this sign to a less than operator, then we are going to have false too. true, second one true, third one false, and the last one false as well. I hope you are getting the gist now. Then there are some points you need to note as well. We have a lot of data types, so we are not dealing with only numbers and string. What of null? What of undefined? So let's go into that. Uh, Let me just say the and undefined. See, they are only equal to each other and themselves. If you compare them with any other thing, they are not the same. So the values null and undefined are equal. And in this case, we are talking about this equal, not the strict one. We all know that the strict equal to will actually count them as not the same because they are not of the same data type. So, but using this, they are equal to themselves and also each other. So themselves means null is equal to null, undefined is equal to undefined. Then each other means null is equal to undefined, undefined is equal to null. I hope you get that English right. So, but they do not equal any other value. So they do not equal any other value. So let's quickly compare them. I need to comment this out. So let's say I want to alert undefined equal to null. So undefined equal to null is going to give us true. Null is equal to null, true. Null is equal to undefined to undefined, true. But okay, so let's change the value a bit to see what it's going to give us. To any other thing, I'm telling you, any other thing, maybe true or false or even zero, it is false. Like at least we can say undefined should be like zero now. No, it is false. So the first one is true, the second one is false. They are not equal. To false, then let me change this to, let's say, null to check for null. So the first one is true, they are equal. The second one, they are not. False. The third one, they are not. Except, let's have this in the strict mode. So in strict mode, this is going to tell us they are not equal. The last one is going to be false. So the first one true, second one false, false, then the last one to false, because this is not going to do any conversion and whatsoever. So strictly they are of different data types, and that is what they are. And that is what they are. So I'll be giving you some assignments to do. What will be the result of the following? Let me type that out so that you can see. Oh, okay, maybe I should use um prompt and say and type the question there. Mhm. That would be too long. I have many things to type for it. Let me just so so what will be the result of the following? Yeah, before I give you this, let me show you something on that string. Yeah, we did letters alone. Don't forget that this we can have true. Okay, let me say I have something like this. 13, and I have just 4 here. Ordinarily, we will think 13 and 4. Like this, our brain can tell that okay, this is going to be converted to number. Like so 13 is not less than, or is not less than 4, it's greater than 4. But no, that is not the case here. This is a string. This is a string. So it is actually true. It's going to compare the first character. And the first character here is 1, while the first character here is 4. So 4 is greater than 13 as strings. So please take note of that. So what will be the result of the following? Make sure you type them out, and I want to see the answer in the comments. If you are not in my WhatsApp group, let me see the answer in the comments. If you are in my WhatsApp group, you need to show your answers with your screenshot, like how you did got everything. So let's think of 5 greater than 4. What is this? Then apple is greater than, let's say, apple. So the next one, undefined, greater than null, undefined, I say greater than, strictly equal to null. Then maybe null equal to, let's say, 0, or null equals to 0. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kindly comment all the answers. I want to see all the answers in the comment section. All right, do have a nice day. Keep coding, keep shining. Bye.